Hi, Jesse here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at and installing our eTrailer hitch on a 2022 Ford Bronco Sport. So this is a 2-inch receiver. It's going to be great for any accessory you put on it, like a bike rack or a cargo carrier, or even some light-duty towing. This hitch has a gross trailer weight of 3,500 pounds and a tongue weight of 525 pounds. So it's going to be good for any kind of light-duty towing you would do, let it be a kayak, or even renting a trailer to haul some stuff for the weekend. As you can see, this hitch has a nice matte black finish. It's going to look great on the back of any car. Under the hitch is this safety cable loop, which is nice and round. There's plenty of room to get any style safety cable in, including clevis or any other style you might have. This hitch does not come with a hitch pin. However, many of your accessories will come with that included, and you can always buy one off of our website, whether it be just a regular hitch pin like this or a locking hitch pin. So this hitch sits flush, if not in front of the rear bumper of this car. The ground clearance looks like it's going to be 13.5 inches. That's plenty of room to get out of your driveway without worrying about scraping or anything like that. As far as install goes, it's pretty simple. You just need a basic set of tools and knowledge. It does involve some minor cutting of the bumper, but if you don't feel comfortable, feel free to check out our dealer network and you can find somebody to help you out with the install. If you're willing to tackle this yourself, then feel free to follow along the video. To begin our installation, we're going to remove these 4 7mm screws. So the instructions tell you to slide this rubber isolator out. What I'm going to do is just unbolt the hanger from here. On this side it has a nut holding this wiring harness. I'm going to remove that. That's a 10mm nut. Let's slide the wiring harness out. Then I can get to this nut. Before I remove the nut on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and support the exhaust with this strap. Just going to find a good spot to hang and then tighten it up and get it snug against the exhaust just so it doesn't fall down. We'll go ahead and remove our other hanger on the driver's side. To access the mounting hole that we need, there is one underneath this, so I'm just going to use a pin remover tool, slide it under there. This one out. This one is a different style, so you'll have to start getting this. You can use a flathead screwdriver. Sometimes it's easier, but pop the top out. And then the rest of it should come out of the frame. Just get that out of the way. You can see this is one of the holes that we're going to use to mount the trailer hitch. The instructions don't mention it, but I've noticed that it's near impossible to get this bolt through this access hole. So I'm going to come in with a burr bit and I'm going to make that hole just slightly bigger, just so the head of that bolt can fit through. I'll start fishing with this back hole, so you'll want to push your fish wire through the hole that you're going to end up the bolt coming out at, and pull it through this access hole. I like to put a bend at the end just so it won't fall out. Slide your plate up first, get that out of the way. Screw your bolt on. This will be easier to push the bolt upside down through there. And carefully shake your fish wire and leave your fish wire in. You're going to guide that through the trailer hitch. We will fish through our next hole. Bring that through. Slide your bracket on. Thread your bolt. Put your bolt through backwards. And gently pull it through. Our most forward hole. Same process as last time. Slide your bracket on. Drop it through and then thread your bolt. We'll go ahead and repeat that same process on the other side. And we're gonna cut our bumper out to fit our hitch. There's a diagram in the instructions. It really just follows this line along the bumper. We'll go ahead and cut that with our oscillating tool. I like to go ahead and clean these edges up with a razor blade. Just run it along the edges, picking up all those frayed pieces. For this step, I always use another set of hands. This is my buddy Scott here. He's gonna help me lift this hitch into place. Make sure you feed your fish wires through all the holes. Lift the hitch up above the exhaust, and it's going to go in between the fascia and this heat shield here. So it is kind of a process to get it shimmied up into place. The heat shield goes back. Shimmy these bolts through. So let's take my fish wire off. And get one started. You might notice when you're going to get these nuts on, the bolt likes to spin. A little trick is to hold that bolt steady with a flathead screwdriver. And it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to worry about pushing that bolt through. We'll get those all zipped down and we'll be ready to torque them. We'll get our torque wrench out. If you don't own one, we do have them available on our website. Or you can always try an auto parts store local to you. They'll usually rent it out for free. We'll just go ahead and get these all torqued down to manufacturer spec. We'll go ahead and lift the exhaust up, get ready to install that hanger. Get this harness out of the way, that'll go on after. Get this 10mm bolt tightened up. And then take your other 10mm nut and hook the wiring harness up. And you'll repeat that process for the other side, just minus the harness. We'll reinstall our 4 7mm bolts to hold the fascia onto this heat shield. For this trim piece that we had tucked back earlier, the original hole is kind of covered up by the hitch, but you can go ahead and find this hole here, push your push pin in, and that keeps it out of the way. There's no reason that should fall down or anything. So last step is to go ahead and remove your ratchet strap. You definitely don't want to leave that up there. And that'll do it for our look at and install of our eTrailer hitch on a 2022 Ford Bronco Sport.